So this is a deer we should have never recovered. First of all, it's an old track. By the time we got to it, it's like 33 hours old. Second thing is it was more than 3 hours away from my house, and so I usually don't drive very far to, that far to go on a track. Certain circumstances sometimes lead me to tracks, or just the way things work out, and I end up 3 or 4 hours or more away from home, but that's typically not the case. The other thing is I already had tracks that I had to go on when this fella contacted me looking for a tracker. So I was out of the deal, and I gave him some names of possible trackers he might want to reach out to, and so at that point my conversation with him ended. I had other tracks to deal with. I went and tracked that day. That night I got home, and I got a text from a buddy, and I know him well and his father well, and his father had shot a deer that evening, and was looking to asking me for help locating a tracker for them. They had shot a deer, had good blood basically, and the blood was just starting to get peter out a little bit, and they were getting a little nervous, and so they decided to back out and see if they can get a dog come in the next morning. Well, I went to bed. He still hadn't had a tracker available, or none of them had reached out to him to let them know if they were available. So I let my buddy know that tomorrow morning when I got up, if he still didn't have a tracker, I would make the 2-hour drive down there, 2-hour plus drive down there to try and help him out. Next morning, still no trackers available for him, so I head down there. As I'm driving down, I get a call for another track that's 30 minutes away from where I'll be tracking this, so I decided to take that one as well. That's going to lead me a little farther south away from home. As I'm driving down to the first track still, I get a text from this hunter. He had lined up a tracker, but for whatever reason that tracker backed out. Now this track's really old. I have 2 other tracks. I don't know how well they're going to go, and I texted him and I replied back and I said, I'm making no promises, but if these other tracks go well, I'm going to end up about 45 minutes away from you, which is a good little drive in itself, but now that's going to put me over 3 hours away from home. But I'll give it a shot. I'll try and help you out. I felt bad that the other tracker backed out on him, and, now it's made his track even older, and I basically let him know the realistic goals, that this is going to be an old track. My dog doesn't do well on these older tracks. We may end up just grid searching with her nose, which for a dog is much easier to grid search with their nose than to grid search with our eyes. So that's the way I left it at that point. I would reach back out to him after I finished the first track, or first and second track. So I arrive at the first track, and this one actually turned out to be a pretty easy track. They had good blood, like I said, and it started to peter out, and they bagged out. Playing, making the smart move, I guess. When things start to look a little iffy, back out and try to get a dog in there if you can. So here's that track. Callie did really well on this. Come.
He stood for a long time right over there.
Yeah, on that hillside.
And then he went up the hillside that way.
Yeah.
And then he's gone over.
Okay, and then y'all tracked all the way over the other hill?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what she'll do. Let it. Callie? Find it. Come on. Hold on. Calm down, girl. Calm down. Calm down. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's bleeding pretty good from right here. Still looking about right. Turn your walkie-talkie on. That's tissue. Yeah. You got your radio on? Hey, we got a deer. Good girl. Good girl. That's a nice buck. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. That's one you shot, right? Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, man.
Now, track number 2 didn't really go very well at all. So as I'm pulling in, and I don't have video of all this, but as I'm pulling up the hill to go to where the hunter shot this deer, my truck broke traction, and so down the hill I slid. Luckily, a dead tree stopped me from going off in the ravine. Got out of the truck, went up there and tracked the deer. Unfortunately, we weren't able to recover it. The hunter, we surmised, bumped the deer when tracking it the night before. We're not sure if it was a lethal hit or not, but at the end of the day, we couldn't recover the deer. So now I had to get my truck unstuck. And the hunter's friend brought his little bobcat looking thing with tracks on it to try and pull me out. That ended up making the situation worse, and the truck slid even farther down in the ravine. And my truck was tilted almost at a 45. After a few tense moments, I wish I had video of all this, but he brought the heavy equipment out, a big farm tractor, and that thing was able to just snatch me right out, no problem. So we averted disaster, was able to get my truck unstuck, and I didn't roll down in the ravine. I texted this fella here and let him know that I was heading down to track his deer. Let's give you a little backstory on the shot, I guess. He thought it was a pretty good hit. Had good blood for 300 yards, and then it stopped just short of a cornfield. So we're going to start Callie at the hit site. We're going to run her to last blood to see if she can lock on, and then we're just going to trust her from there. And which way did it go from here? You said this is the hit site?
What's that?
This is the hit site?
Yeah, I was in the...
And which way did it go?
It went that way. It came from that way and went back.
Find it, girl. The kind of the way she's going, or?
So
Oh, the way right there?
The first blood is here.
Yep.
Yep. And then the hair is here. That's actually...
No, so there's white here. That's from exit.
So then it flips around a little bit right over in this opening.
So, where she's going is correct? Just coming back a little bit. This is the older track, so if she starts going fast, then we know she's cut off. She should work this track really slow, being that's old. That look right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna just let her keep going. Yeah, I see it.
And then there's a bunch on these bottles.
All right. Yep, I see it. All right, we'll just let her keep going and yeah, just stay right here with me until we get to last blood, and then stop at last blood. But stand off to the one side like 5 feet. That way if I bring her back. Still on it? Still on it? What? Okay. Slow down, girl. She's getting a little excited. Okay. I'm just trying to keep her a little slow. I don't want her getting too fast and jumping the trail. Okay, still on blood. Okay. Just hold what you got, let her work it around. Did it go that way? Good job, girl. Still on it, huh? Yeah, I hope they didn't do that because those are tricky sometimes. Did it cross that ravine? Did it cross this ravine? She's trying to work it out. Just sit tight. Where? That's what I'm saying. She's trying to figure it out. She's searching is what she's doing, and hopefully she can pick it back up. Oh yeah, I see the toe tissue up ahead. See, those little exploratory trips like that for her. She's just sniffing to make sure she doesn't smell it over there. So this is last blood. All right, just stand off to the side here, and I'm gonna let her roll and see where she takes me. Yeah, just hold what you got. She's trying to figure out which way it went. Yeah, that's what I always worried. Did it backtrack? Did it get to the field and stop and turn around? She's not smelling anything right here. Yeah, I don't think it backtracked. She's telling me that it didn't. At least not that way. So after it became apparent that Callie wasn't on this deer, at least I didn't think she was, I brought her back to Last Blood. We're going to try her again and see if she can get locked on this time. If she takes me in the same direction, I'll let her go even farther. But just the way that she was tracking, the way she was acting, I didn't think she was tracking that deer anymore. So that's why I brought her back to Last Blood. Let's see how she does on the second attempt. Find it, girl. And then after we're gone, you can go to the side by side or you can hang out here. We'll see if she wants to go that way. Earlier she didn't.
There you go, buck. Is it? Could it be? Yes, indeed. Hey, Brian. Brian?
Can you repeat that?
We got your deer.
Where are you at, Shane?
I guess your wife saw me where I went up the hill. I just come up the hill and there's an old logging road in these woods. He's a freaking giant.
Okay, on the way.
Did you hear him? It's a freaking giant!
Take a right. You just missed me. I mean, take a left, I'm sorry.
Are you down along the edge of the field?
There's an old logging road just inside the woods.
Can he hear us?
So it must, no, it has to be down there. He's talking about the other one.
You know where I'm at yet?
Shane, one more time, I did not hear you.
Can you hear, yeah, you just passed by the old logging road. Take
To the left, and down in the woods.
Oh, down here. Down here. Down here. In the bottom. Oh,
Brakes first, brakes first.
yes, I am. I want to be out of it, but I'm in it with them.
That's a big old buck.
Good.
That's a giant.
Holy cow.
Good job, girl.
Holy cow. Callie.